2-0 victory. Very reminiscent of the best SKT we've been very notional of. And we're going to be hearing from the entire team as we have the team interview for the last game at OGN. All together here for the interview. It was a very important match for you guys. How do you guys feel about the win? We have one game left remaining, and I know that it's really difficult to make the kind of the results that we're looking for, but with the game we do have written in, we're going to try our best to get the best result possible. And I think it was important to get the win today. And Bang, your individual performances have been one of the best, despite the kind of the team's faltering performances altogether. But did you feel that little bit of individual differences by your performance? I just try to do what I can and just play my role. And it could be halfway a joke, but when we do the analysis, do you feel like you're actually taking care of fostering your KDA whenever you do make your plays? It's definitely irregularly high. When I feel like I'm in a situation that I'm gonna die, I feel like whenever I don't participate in those situations where I die, I don't think I'm gonna make a difference anyway. So why participate in a team fight that you're gonna die in, which you're not gonna make too much difference in? So that kind of translates for why I don't have many deaths. But whenever I'm in a situation where I can kill someone, I go and kill. I think Faker, you can have a better perspective of this entire situation. What do you think? I never felt like he was a genuine KDA player, but I feel like I do have many situations where I die in front of him. So and with game 1, we did have a wonderful game once again, picking up the MVP. Let's look at some of the highlights here, where you did pick up some of your exemplary plays here. Very much an important position with the bot lane throughout the game, and was very good with the juggling of the damage, going back and forth with who's been the tanking ones. Blank, if you have the mic. It really was. Could have been a very, very, very difficult situation with the Zac if things went wrong. Yeah, and I know what you're talking about when you're talking about very close inches that could have made a difference. I think a lock definitely was on my way in game 1. It definitely helped me a lot. I mean, analytically, you want to talk about going into the situation where you feel like you'll come out alive. Isn't that what you were thinking, though? Yeah, of course, initially I went in thinking that I was going to come out alive, but at the aftermath is definitely a little bit of luck involved with it. Result-wise, it's what we see, past is in the past, and if I came out alive, I came out alive. And a lot of people have been putting criticisms on Blank in the feel like you're just not really in that aggressive state of mind anymore. I mean, Zac, you can't really, it's really difficult to die with a Zac, and just with a passive, and it's really weird to see Zac die so many times when you have that confidence. Faker, it's your 5th year anniversary today, marking the day for today. I'm sure you got a lot of tasty food and gifts all over. Feel like we should give some gifts over as well. Do you have anything to give him? You should be prepared more, Dangun. But let's talk about how this is very entertaining. And there was a lot of the very interesting gifts that came over to you. Yeah, thank you guys for the gifts. Anything like to say to the fans right now? I know recently the biggest support did come from the fans, and I wanted to take that in and really just kind of transcend myself into a higher level to improve myself as much as I can. Now, 5th year anniversary, let's talk about this just a little bit. do you remember just one specific game throughout your career so far? For 5 years. You know, I have terrible memory, so whenever a game is over, and another game passes, I just forget exactly what happened. But I feel like, you know, my solo kill against Ambition is definitely unforgettable, despite my terrible memory. So you talk about bad memories, but that was from a long time ago, Faker. But you know, talk about 5 years in SK Telecom, and this split, it felt like a kind of a struggle. It felt like a kind of a warning sign. What did you feel like? You know, you as a player, what did you think? Kind of just analyzing the entire split altogether. You know, I said this in every interview I was in, but I think it was not an individual fault, but it was a fault of the entire team, and you know, it's something that we need to improve together on. You know, whenever we do bad, it's something about the other players that can kind of supplement what the missing parts of a team, and you know, it just can't really pinpoint out one individual thing that leads to what a team doesn't do. Like, a lot of people do say, and it's just, and, you know, the kind of the recalls, what happened, a source of criticism as well. Did you receive kind of particular feedbacks regarding that? Regarding my individual mistakes, I definitely am aware of it, and I feel like, you know, those things are always things I need to improve on. But within the game, when I try to go that extra step and try to be a little more greedy, and sometimes it does come out good, but sometimes when you did see him, obviously it can turn out bad as well. Of course, you guys are improving as a whole, especially Faker, you know, from those mistakes. But kind of the guy sitting next to him seems a little more nervous than the rest of the players here. Anything like to say? Hello, my name is FAKER from SKT. Just feels like a lot of people remember the kind of the old Faker, the younger Faker, when they see effort here. But you know, being the youngest member of the team, what are your perspective? You know, I'm the youngest, and the older guys take care of me, so it's a good thing. Everybody takes care of me. No one in particular. Effort has been used in kind of the beginning of the season, but has been taken off the middle of the split, then coming back to the end of the split. How was the pressure with coming back and forth? You know, every game that I've been put forth, I was put forth to win, but when I did lose, you know, I felt like it was my fault that I lost some of those games, and it really was kind of a mentality struggle to make sure that I always went out to win. Of course, you know, SKT has such a high value that it holds. What do you consider with that, with you being as a player for that team? You know, whenever you want to be a professional player, you have to show good performances, and I think, you know, regardless of what team you're in, trying to show the best performance you can is the important thing. There hasn't been many opportunities to do an interview with you, Effort, but anything like to say to the fans of what you want to be as a pro player? Confidently. We're not done with the season quite yet, and we do have so many things left over to do, and we're going to try our best to make sure that individually I can stay as long as a pro gamer as I can. You did say with Blank, and recently you seem like you kind of revived that offensive edge of what you bring to the game, something that has been missing for kind of first part of the season. But anything I have to say to that? I think practicing more does help with the confidence a little bit. It allows you to play more offensively. And I think my individual skills have improved as well, so that all that thing connects to a better performance. And you do get compared a lot with Blossom, with Blossom being such a very creative player in the jungle. But what are your characteristics, Blank, as a jungler? You know, whenever you see my play, sometimes you get surprised by the things that I do. It can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing, and something that can be very unique to my own playstyle.
블랭크 선수가 정말 대단하면서 안쓰러웠던 게 어떻게 보면
We felt like,
블랭크 점수가 정말 높았어요.
solo queue, all these points are very high up, which kind of shows you that you are a very good player. But a lot of people might not be aware of how good you are, especially. Man, I feel like you controlling your mentality. Anything you like to share with that of why you wanted to kind of publicly announce that your solo queue name?
제가 밝히고 싶을 때는 엄청 높아져서 뭐 1등 찍을 때
I wanted to show it when I reached number 1, but before I got to number 1, people already found out who I was.
밝혀줬기 때문에
So it was definitely not my intention of getting that known. I was trying to reach number 1 before I got that out there.
1등 아직
예, 요즘 못 찍고 있어요.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hitting first right now.
자신의 입으로 또 밝힐 날이 이미 다 알고 있지만
Of course, everybody knows now, but I'm sure a day will come where Blank does hit number 1 and we'll be able to proudly announce to the world.
약간 모른 척하고 있어요. 약간 자기한테 유튜브가 알면서 오늘 정말 맹활약하면서
Of course, a very much a splendid performance by Tal, and especially with his hair color, kind of reminds you of Vladimir in itself.
데뷔 이후로 처음으로 MVP 받았는데
This is my first MVP after my debut, and it feels great.
무슨 약간 야구 선수 느낌.
네.
He sounds like a baseball player to me. Whenever you hear his very low tone voice.
윤선빈 선수랑 김진호 가수분이랑
I get a lot of comparisons between all these like singers in Korea that has these low voices. I hear that a lot.
지원 닮았다고 생각해요.
그 와중에 또 다 의식하고 있었네요.
그렇죠. 지금 노래하기 싫어요.
노래하기 싫다고요?
You said you don't want to sing.
아 예.
네네.
또 발성이 엄청나다고.
아 그러니까 약간 성우 느낌도 나고.
Kind of sound like a voice actor as well.
한 소절만?
Do you want to sing at least just a little bit? Sing just a little bit. Come on. That's what we want to hear.
좀 부담스럽습니다 이거.
This is a little bit of pressure.
저희가
Maybe we'll get another opportunity to say that.
이게 이제 탑에서 아무래도 여러 가지 김종규 코치가 집중적으로 피드백.
In top lane, I'm sure Coach Koma gives very direct feedbacks. What is that like, receiving such feedback directly from Koma? Of course, it was a very difficult thing for you, especially in your debut.
처음에는 우리 SKT 형님들의
At first, there was a lot of help from a lot of people around me.
있었어요. 좀 불안감이.
And it was difficult at first, definitely, with having so much criticism at first.
다 피드백하고 있고요.
But I feel like everybody receives the same kind of feedback anyway.
나란히 할 수 있는 탑라이너가 되도록 하겠습니다.
I want to try to, soak all that feedback to become a better top laner overall.
형님 어깨 뭐 이런 얘기 나오면 좀 좀 살벌하네요. 네, 앞으로 또 트와이 선수의 멋진
Of course, we're going to be expecting a lot from Tual in the future games.
오늘 한 고비를 넘겼고
You did kind of go over that single hurdle that you need to go over, and the next one it will be on the way. It's going to be important for you guys. Anything like to say, Faker? Kind of the last words when it comes to ending today's performance.
저희 팀이 지금 플레이오프 진출이 좀 불투명한데
I mean, playoff contention is kind of unknown as of yet. But regardless of how we make it to the playoffs or not, we're gonna try our best for the rest of the games. And we always thank the fans for always sticking with us and supporting us even through the hards. So that will be SK Telecom as a team who do see a lot more success than they did in the earlier season, right down the later season, and